this up. Okay. Hopefully this is recording. Let me check on it. You know what? It's fine. It's fine. Okay. So this is my project. I'm gonna start with the bottom layer down here. So these 4 layers are just sound effects as well as music. So you see I kind of color coded it. So these 2 right here, well actually these 3, this is music that plays over the title, and then this shot right here, and then it kind of merges over here so it doesn't just cut off. And then this shot, and then this right here goes all the way through because it matches very well with the music, or with like the timing of all the different shots and all that. And then this one, this goes through like the club scenes, like them dancing and all that, just so it kind of makes more sense as to why they're dancing. A little bit of club music. And then I already went over that one. These are sound effects. So this is just like a I forgot what it was called, but it's like a riser. So as he's like opening his eyes, and then so I mean I'll show you this later, but I have like a little paint thing going over his eyes. So when it starts there, it goes all the way through, and then it ends at the title. And then this right here, is just like a subtle like noise in the background, like a subtle what is it called? Like a subtle warble, like a little warble noise, just so it's not just this music down here playing. And it adds a little more to these scenes right here. This is like the family having dinner. So, and then I'm actually gonna go over. So after I did the music, I'm gonna go over the whole thing. So it starts with the title, and then I have the title going behind it, and then it cuts to this shot, and then they go through the club scenes. So but kind of like the way I wanted to do it was just have like a contrast of like the priest, like the yellow and then the blue. So you got kind of there, because also like I'm pretty sure, I don't know, they might be complementary colors, but I know that they're on the color wheel, and I thought they were opposites. So yeah, I thought that was a good way to show like the difference of the two. So there's like the blue here, and then the yellow for like the priest, his shots, and then right here you got some more of the blue, and then for the family shots I made it like a pink rose kind of color. And then again we go back to the blue, and then we get another title screen. And so yeah, and then I did that. So there's there's the music, the SFX, and then I got my camera here, which is bouncing off for all my lights and all that. And then also the camera has a movement. Oops, did not mean to open that up. The camera has a movement that comes right here. So right here in the beginning, it's kind of like it twists. Play it real quick. Well, okay, it doesn't want to play, but there's like a little twist right here at the beginning. You can definitely see it on like the final render, but there's a lot of stuff going on right now, and I actually didn't save it, so let me save it. Okay, and then right here is another. So there's the first camera movement where it twists, and then here is the second one right here that I added, so it kind of brings the footage down, and then it brings it back up. So I thought that looked cool. And also the camera is showing all the lights right here. So I kind of add this as like another effect, is all the different lights you see. Like this is like yellow, and the contrast and like the pink and all that. I have those set up as lights, like ambient lights. So got all these set up. And I thought it looked cool, just because like I feel like the lights are easier, and it shows a more like realistic view of it, I guess. Like it looks more realistic than using like the color like in effects and all that. It just looks, to me, it looks a little better. So because I tried the other way, and it looked kind of weird. The ending title is in here, but right here if you look, it just says, so there's the priest and his son. This is like the ending title, and then the beginning title have set for just like the priest, and then another title is in like the middle, and it says his son when it gets to like his like main shot. So and then right here we just have all the different shots right there. But then also have like an adjustment layer with some grain and some noise just to make it all look cohesive. So this first layer right here is, it just says the title right here, says the priest, and then I masked out. So you see it goes behind this cross, which I thought was cool. So let me clean this up a little bit. So I have the mask path. I have it like masked like for the cross, so it goes behind it. And I didn't mask the whole thing because I was like, it only goes through a certain part, so I didn't have to do the entire masking. But I think it's a little bigger actually. So there's that part right there. You see the mask goes through enough to where it won't show the entire thing. And then I have the animator here, which is playing with the skew for the actual like word. So it kind of moves a little bit with the skew, kind of messes it up, which I thought looked pretty cool. And then yeah. So that's it. Well, then obviously it moves across the screen, so I adjusted the position as well. And then this right here is, I don't know what this is. I think this is just, this is just a video, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, this is just the video that's behind it. So, and then there's more video behind it. All that good stuff. And then this video, and then we'll go to the next title here real quick. So I think, okay, so this right here is another one. I put, this another effect that I have, of like the 5 effects that we're supposed to have. Another one that I put here is, sorry, I forgot what it's called. I use like the 3D tracker camera, and I put this poster onto the building. So you can kind of, I can see it because I know that is there, but if you were just looking at it, I guess you wouldn't really be able to notice, but it is there. It is there. And then also the filter, like the ambient light, kind of makes it like harder to see. It makes it very neon, but it is there. And then obviously the camera is down there too, because you have to have the camera. And then if we move on here, more text right there. And also all these videos have effects, like especially for like the club scenes. So I can actually show you really quickly. So this right here, I use the Y time because it makes it gives it like a little blur. So that looks pretty cool. And then I did the same thing for this shot, and I think I did the same thing for this shot too. Yeah, this shot also has a Y time, so it looks kind of weird, kind of wonky, but I did that for all the like the sun scenes except for the last one. And then there's other text that says the sun, and then this is the family having dinner as shown in the storyboards. And I actually changed it up a little bit because I was going to end with the family having dinner, but then I found this shot on the internet, and this looks really cool, so I played with this a little bit. And you can see in this shot right here, it's about to get very busy, so hold on one second. You see I have paint here, so his eyes, I did something cool here. I painted like a little red on his eyes right here, so I thought that looks really, you can probably see it a little closer. Like right in there, I added some red to his eyes, which I think looks pretty cool. And it kind of adds to the effect of like clubbing and like nightlife and all that, and just like what the sun's going through. And obviously like in the show, like if this was like to be made like an actual show, it would, explain more about why his eyes are red. But right now, it just looks really cool. And also, I'm pretty proud of it because it took me a long time to do. And I can show you paint right here. I did all the different, there's 142 brushes. So it took me a very long time. But I did do it. And yeah. And then also, I have it all set for soft light. Sorry. So you can kind of see. So overlay actually looks pretty dumb. It just didn't look right. It was too bright. Like too bright of a red for overlay. So I think if it'll show up here, make it a little whiter. Here it is. So I affected this one right here. If I affect these last 4, let me change these all to, change all these to overlay. And now you can kind of see like the difference that it makes, in that it makes it a little darker. So the reason I chose that, and then hard light, obviously, it just makes it look weird. A lot of stuff makes it look really not good. So, and this just looks weird. So yeah, I chose soft light for this because it makes it look the most realistic for the shot. Like you can kind of see like it looks red without looking nuts. So, and that took me a long time. But that's another one of my effects is the paint brush, because I think it looks really cool. It's like it's a very small segment, but I feel like it adds a lot to the overall feel. And then obviously I have the end title with the priest and his son. And then I think I already showed you this music and all that, but I think that's it. So I have the main titles, I have the camera movements, paintbrush, the 3D camera tracker with the poster. And I tried initially to put it on this shot right here, because it would look cooler if it was like a poster here, but the camera tracker wasn't able to pick up on like these points because it just didn't exist. So I put another title here, which this actually works a lot better, I feel like, because I feel like having a poster there would have looked kind of weird anyway, and then I had to find like a different place for this title. So I think that what I did actually works out pretty well. And then also I can kind of show you is it this shot right here? Is like, so the 3D camera tracker, if it'll let me pop it up. Oh, hold on. Well, I don't know how to bring the points back up, but it's there. But also, so I can kind of tell you, so I was like, it didn't pick up, even when I took like the filter and all that off, it wasn't able to pick up, like the camera wasn't able to pick up like this point and like these points and stuff like that. It only picked up like certain points. And I really like this shot because it's just like an overall view of like the club. Like it's more of like an establishing shot, and I really liked it, so I wanted to use it in some fashion. But I wished I could have put this here and be more forefront. It wouldn't be so much in the background. So that's another reason why it doesn't look nearly as good. I might actually go back and brighten this up. So if this looks a little different in the final, that's because I went back and brightened it up a little bit, so you can see it's a little more obvious and not so like out in the background, because this right here is dark, and so is everything surrounding it. So I think if I make this a more neon color, or change the poster itself, because what this is I made this in Adobe Express, and you see like the background of the poster itself is black. So I might go back and change the background of the poster and make the poster a little brighter, just so you can see it a little easier. So again, if it looks different, if this looks any different in the final like rendering, it's because it is different. So, but it is still there. If I change it, I'm not gonna take it all the way out. I'm just gonna make it different so you can see it a little easier. And yeah, I think that's it. I think that's all the effects that I have. I hope that was 5, but yeah.